Okay, this is going to be the walk around light instrument check and startup for the 1986 Honda VF 1000R. This bike was only brought to America in 2 years, 85 and 86, and only the 86 has the dual headlights. The 85 has a single headlight. Also, this bike was homologated, made and homologated to meet the requirements for Honda's endurance racing, and it has a lot of really cool features, like you can see on the front forks, just one bolt on each side is a quick release for the wheel. So like you come into your pit, you just do 2 bolts, drop the wheel, put the new wheel axle in, and take off. Also, the bike came with adjustable on-the-fly clickers for the front suspension, and why they don't do it today, I don't know, but you can see that you can loosen up your handlebars, and you can, this is on the factory settings where they line up, but you can raise your handlebars or lower them down on both sides, as you can see, which is really cool for dialing in, you know, your own personal tastes and needs. One of the other things that very few people are aware of is that this, other than the RC30, to my knowledge, is the only bike that Honda brought into America where the front fairing and nose are all hand-laid fiberglass. And you can see that in any documentation on the bikes, but you can also just see, looking at the backside of the plastic, that it's all hand-laid fiberglass. And in some of the reports, it was actually hand-laid carbon fiber fiberglass. You can find all that information online. This was Honda's Autobahn baby. It has a 6-gallon gas tank. It has gears, a V4 liquid-cooled 6-speed. It has double overhead 4-valve head gear-driven cams. There's no chain in this, and that's on the old VF 1000s where they had a bunch of problems with the cam because of the chain drive. They went to gear-driven drives, and everything was solved on that. One of the other features that's kind of cool is that you'll note how they mounted the rear brake caliper on the bottom to lower the center of gravity, and they also included vented disc brakes on the rear. So I'll do a walk around here, and pay attention please to all the bodywork, because while it's not perfect, I have not seen one advertised on eBay in the last 10 years that hasn't had some major damage. And there's some on eBay right now where the bikes have obviously been down, and people don't talk about it. They say, oh, the pictures do the talking. But look at the condition of this bodywork. It's just very nice. And even the part of the lower fairing and back of the tire, look at this. The guy I bought it from was in his mid-70s. He was the original owner, and he said he never took the thing out to ride it unless he was going to do at least 150 miles, and more normally, you know, 200 or 300 miles. And when you have a big V4 liquid-cooled 1000cc Honda, you're talking about a long, long life on the engine. You can see in the fairing here. And one thing I really like about this bike is you actually got your tool kit box that's lockable right where you can get to it. You don't have to disassemble the bike. Some of these bikes, you got to have tools to take the bike apart to get to your tools. Really silly. Here's the VIN number. Look at the condition of the cases. The bike is in really good condition. I have a battery tender hookup here, which you can keep the battery charged and also run your electric gear off of it. Now this bike has been in my collection in museum show status for about 15 years, and We just recently brought it out and unmothballed it, so it has new engine oil and filter, new battery, new coolant. The front brakes have been flushed. The rear brakes have been flushed. The hydraulic clutch, which is really a nice feature, has been flushed. But we'll continue to walk around and just see all the conditions of everything. And also, it's pretty rare these days to come across one of these bikes where you got the passenger seat cowl cover. That was a Honda factory part that makes it look like a solo seat bike. I do not have the original exhaust cans, but what's on here are the F1s, and they're brushed aluminum. They don't rust. They give a really nice sound, and the bike has been dyno tuned and the carbs rejetted by EDR in Portland before it went into museum status to make sure that everything is working correctly with those pipes. And the Avon tires that are on the bike have less than 100 miles on them. You can see they're just beautiful condition. You also see that the whole back tail section is intact. That's another rare thing. But as I said, it's been in museum status for over 15 years. And almost all the stickers, not all, but almost all the stickers are still on the bike. Not in the best of condition, but they're there. And Honda, when they did this, they used a 530 chain, which is like you can run a lumber mill with the thing. It's just a huge chain. Comstar wheels, tubeless tires. And you can see that the rear shock right there has an air adjustment, and Honda says you can run between 0 and I think it works out to be about 35 pounds of air in the tires. And if you ever need to bleed your hydraulic clutch, it's right there. You don't have to take anything apart to bleed and flush it out. Kind of an aeronautic fuel petcock, all flush mounted. But again, just focus on the tank, the condition of the frame, and all of the plastic. It's just, or all the fiberglass, I should say. It's just a gorgeous condition. And even back in '86, they had the adjustable controls in addition to the adjustable handlebar settings. So I'll do a startup here. Here's the choke right there, and then the key. I'll give it just a smidgen of gas. It takes just a little bit for it to warm up enough till I will idle. You can see that there's the mileage, and it's attached. Now it reflects because of the low sun. All the instrument lights work. The turn signal on right and left side, the oil light when the engine's not running, the high beam and the neutral. So here is the high beam, or excuse me, well that is the high beam, or low beam, high beam, the left turn signal front, left turn signal rear, right turn signal rear, right turn signal front, and tail light, brake light, horn. And it's about 30 degrees right now, so that's why you see the moisture out of the exhaust pipes. I had to wait all day for the ground to even dry up out here. So please read all my ad text, please study all the pictures, and watch the YouTube video, because I got things in the video I forget to put in the ad text, and I got things in the ad text I forget to cover in the video. And I'd encourage you to go do some research about how this was designed and homologated so that Honda had a bike they said they offered to the public that they used for their endurance racing. And in Europe it was called Honda's Autobahn Baby. Just big, capable bike, able to do triple digits all day long with a 6-gallon gas tank. So, thank you for watching.